Welcome back. All right, so second review for tonight, second game for the night. I've already got the preview board set for tomorrow, and I've already got a game plan of attack for tomorrow night's games so that I follow as much as I can. And tonight, of course, this was the only game that was on. There was a little bit of an overlap between the Oilers game and this one, but not a lot. So it's Montembeault versus Demko in this one. Montembeault continues to have a little bit of a resurgence here. He played well tonight. Early power play for the Habs. The Canucks didn't let them set up. They killed it off. We get dueling chants at this point in the game too, and there are a lot of Habs fans anytime Montreal comes into town. It is a large portion of the crowd that seems to be cheering for Montreal. Just for the record, the only other jersey that I might wear in a Vancouver arena might be Dallas, might be Boston, depends on the situation. But anyways, Canucks get a power play. That was killed off. Highmore has a chance that's saved and held on to. The shots are 2-1 for the Canucks at 6.5 minutes. So it's a pretty slow start shot-wise, but there are chances back and forth. Suzuki misses wide from in close. Höglander with a wraparound, that saved. Pettersson can't bury one. Pettersson then with a net feed to Höglander. Near miss on that one. Shots are 5-1 for the Canucks at the half. So the Habs stuck on one shot. Höglander's knocked down. The Habs get a 2-on-1. Or no. Demko clears an Anderson feed. Clegg has a blast that's saved. The Canucks rush. Horvat has a chance that's saved and held. Then Höglander gets knocked down. The Habs get a 2-on-1 out of it. And Lehkonen scores from Evans and Pitlick at 12:41. Not much chance for Demko. That was the fourth shot for the Habs. Vancouver had 6 to that point. Brock Besser then ends up hitting the post. The next Besser chance was saved as well. And then Hamonic scores from Hunt and Miller. So for JT Miller, he's becoming quite the star in Vancouver. I don't think they're trading him. 10-game point streak. First Canuck to get a 10-game point streak since Henrik Sedin did it in 2013. The Canucks then press for the lead. The Habs with a 3-on-2. That's broken up. Hamonic blasts one wide. Hunt with a turnover with 2 minutes left. There was some turnovers going on with the Canucks defense there tonight. Habs control. Evans is denied in close. And then in the final minute, Pearson tips one wide. So it's 1-1 after one. It was a very entertaining period. Second period. Canucks with a 2-on-1. Besser's slashed on his attempt. And so the Canucks get a power play out of that. It was killed off, but it was better than their first. Their first power play wasn't very good. The second power play got some opportunities. And 4.5 minutes into this period, the shots are 5-1 Vancouver. So again, they get off to that fast start. The Habs had a 3-on-2 because the Canucks had an ill-timed line change. But Armia's denied. Paling them with a net drive draws a Habs power play. So the shots are 5-3 for the Canucks at the half. Because what happens is Caulfield has time, blasted at Demko's chest. He wasn't happy with that. It's killed off. Both teams 0 for 2. The Habs press at 9 minutes. But again, they get 2 shots between the 4.5 minute mark and the halfway mark of the period. So it's overall not bad, right? If you're Vancouver and you're looking at the defensive side of it. We get power play number 3 for the Canucks, and they score on it. And it is Brock Besser from Miller and Hughes at 10:43. So Miller, 19 points in his last 10 games. It goes up from there. Now that one went over Montembeault's shoulder. Suzuki then has a tip on a rush that goes wide. The Habs press for an answer. Shen with a chance nearly fools Montembeault. He was sliding, and if he'd slid a little bit further, it probably goes in. However, Lehkonen scores from Pitlick at 14:22. It was a 5-hole shot. I think that's one that Demko would want back. It's the second goal for Lehkonen. I think that's his 6th goal in his last 6 games. He's playing really well. And Rem Pitlick is really enjoying his time in Montreal. Right? He has been scoring at a very good rate in Montreal. So that's the 10th shot for Montreal and second goal to 17 shots by Vancouver. And that fires up the Go Habs Go chance. What's interesting is I can hear the drum, and I know that drum travels around the building. Normally it's Go Canucks Go. All I could hear on my TV anyways was Go Habs Go. Canucks try to answer. There's a quick whistle. They thought Montembeault had it. From the referee's angle, he would have thought that he had it with his glove. He did not. Romanov's denied on a rush. Hunt has a blast that's saved and held. The Canucks press with 4 minutes left. Garland was robbed. 2:48 left. The Habs get their third power play. Caulfield has a chance that deflects out. Things get kind of scrummy after a late whistle. So Demko had it, but since the whistle hadn't gone, Josh Anderson's like, fine, I'll poke at the puck. So that power play's killed off, but it got 3 shots. The fans then call a penalty. The ref disagrees, does not call the penalty. We get a post for Lamico in the closing seconds. So after 2 periods, it's 2-2. Third period. First minute, Caulfield hits a post from a sharp angle. Canucks press. They're kept to the outside. Pearson has a chance that's saved. And then a thing of beauty. I mean, honestly, just the turnover is forced by Miller. He was just hanging out at center ice, and he's like, I'll just take that puck, thanks. And he just buries it. And so I made like a whoa sort of sound. It was just sort of a wow, whoa kind of thing. And I think I invented a word, but that was at 3:44, and that puts the Canucks ahead. 3-point game for Miller. That's the 6th he's had this season. So again, I don't think Miller's getting moved at the deadline because he's been fantastic. You're basically giving up the playoffs. And when they showed the record the Canucks have when he gets multiple points in a game or a goal in a game, I think they're 15-1-1 when he has a goal. And when he doesn't score, they're 1-14-1 or 1-14-2, something like that. Yeah, so that was a big one. Hamonic then has a chance blocked as the Canucks press for more. In the last 19 meetings between these teams, the Canucks had never beaten the Habs. They've beaten the Habs in regulation once in 19 games. That's a better way of phrasing it. All right. Hughes from behind the net. That was defended. Doesn't get to the net. Caulfield then has a chance that's defended by Besser. Canucks get a power play. Horvat's denied. Nice split save on that one. Then there's a shorthanded net feed by Paling that was cleared. And on that fast rush that takes place, Pettersson scores on the power play from Miller and Horvat at 8:53. So that's 21 points in a 10-game streak. That is a team record. For Sedin, in his 10-game point streak, he had 5 goals, 15 assists. And for Miller, that's now 7 goals, 14 assists over his 10-game streak. So it's been remarkable. So great goal on a fast break. That starts up the Bruce There It Is chance again. And I guess for Habs fans, you really can't yell out Marty, there it is. That doesn't work. So you can't do a dueling chant there. Kulak breaks up a Pettersson net feed as the Canucks are looking for more. Armia has a chance to kick to the corner. The Habs get a power play with 9:13 left. The 50-50 draw was mentioned at this point. It was over 1.5 million, just over 1.5 million. So of course 50% of that ends up going to charity. In this case, was for Ukraine. And the other 50% goes to whoever had the winning number. I did not have the winning number, therefore you're getting the review. If I had won $750,000 tonight, I might have just said, I'm taking today off, and you know what, that 13-game night tomorrow, I don't care. So that might have, I definitely would have, I would have kept working. Who am I kidding? But anyways, yeah, I didn't win. Lehkonen then has a chance to save. Demko had the angle on that one. Demko was playing the angle very well tonight. A lot of shots were hitting him in the chest, which tells you he's exactly where he needs to be. Caulfield has a chance that's saved. So that power play's killed off. It had 4 shots. Shen then committed a turnover that was iffy. There were some drop passes in this game, too, that went straight to Montreal. Vancouver might want to clear this up before their next game against Washington on Friday. So the Habs press after that. Demko saves an Anderson tip. Pettersson's denied on what was kind of a sneaky play where the puck goes across. I think it was Garland had it behind the net, puts it out front, and a one-timer by Pettersson, but Montembeault saves there. So Montreal pulls the goaltender early. And at 15:35, with the goaltender pulled, Rem Pitlick makes it a 1-goal game from Caulfield and Anderson. So Caulfield stays hot. He gets a point in this one. Pitlick with 3 points on the night. He's feeling it. And that's where the Go Habs Go chants come back. So, again, we're into the dueling chants, right? Fans call a trip. The referee does not. The fans were very into it tonight. That's what tells you the Canucks are playing well. When the Canucks are playing well, the fans will call a lot of penalties. Thankfully, on some level, the referee's not just influenced by whether or not fans think that it should be a penalty. So the Canucks ice it with 1 minute and 14 seconds left. That allows Montreal to get the goalie pulled. Vancouver did a good job of keeping it in Montreal's end a lot in that last 3 minutes. So with the goalie pulled, Horvat loses a face-off, but Pearson gets a turnover, gives it to Horvat, and he scores the empty net goal at 19:02. Vancouver wins this one 5-3. They go to 29, 23, and 6. They've won half their games. Montreal 15, 35, and 7. They played well, but in the end, Vancouver really desperately needed this game. Your 3 stars are Miller, Lehkonen, and Besser. Your shots are 7-6 Vancouver in the first, 14-9 Vancouver in the second, 12-10 Vancouver in the third. Final shots 33-25 for Vancouver. So they win the first game of this 7-game homestand. I would say ballpark, they need to win 5 out of the 7 to really make that headway. The power plays, 2 for 4 for Vancouver, 0 for 4 for Montreal. Montembeault saves 28 out of 32. Demko saves 22 out of 25. And there was a point made on sports last night, and I heard it again today, that the Canucks have had this incredible run under Boudreau, but they've only pulled 4 points closer to the playoffs coming into this one than they were before Boudreau was hired. So this is where it gets tough, because teams ahead of you are playing well. So now they pull a little bit closer to the playoffs, but Edmonton wins as well. So the route for them to get to the playoffs is still there, and they haven't given up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But whether they do or don't make it, I think this team has shown they're pretty darn good. And the coaching's been excellent. And I mean, it just makes you wonder, right? If Jem Benning had, coming into this season, said, I'm going to go get Bruce Boudreau, or if they'd had Boudreau from the start of the year. And it's the same for Montreal, right? If they'd had Marty St. Louis right from the start of the season, how many more points would they have had? We'll never know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.